You're live, it says. I'm live. Hello, my name's Larry Hussey, and my brands are Drug Force and Xerox Animated Cooking Show. And I would like for both of them to be picked up as syndicated worldwide cartoons so that children all over the world can enjoy them. But I need an animation studio's help. But I'm confident it'll happen sometime in the next 10 years because my fans are about 10 years old now. So 10 years from now, maybe they'll start a cartoon studio. Anyway, today I'm in my role as sorry about that, in my role as that was my phone, not yours. In my role as a consumer news reporter that I call the press band reporter, because I'm pretty sure I was press band at one point. And I try to help you with consumer news. So, first, some housekeeping, as they say. Um, People showed me a video that might be Comedy Network making fun of Qatari Missile Command by saying, "Oh yeah, the answer to all our problems is let's put missiles in Qatar," and so that's a good joke. And so, since I sincerely follow the advice of say good, say bad, just keep talking about me. And also, there's no such thing as bad publicity. Thank you to Comedy Network. And it might have even been the actual Jon Stewart who said it. I'm not sure. Thank you to Jon Stewart if he said it. Uh, and so, thank you to all of them. And I'd like to remind everyone that I'm a public person. And so the news can talk about me. I ran for city council, and that made me a public person. You know how they talk about, well, don't, if you're going to run for office, remember you become a public person at that point. So, and I was like, yes, I am prepared to be a public person, a famous person. I'm prepared, and I'm honest about that. I told the truth about that. I am prepared, and I do believe I'm one of the most famous writers in the world. Someone said maybe top four. Top four. I'll take that. I mean, pretty soon I'll be the most famous writer in the world, but I'll take top four for now. And so, since that doesn't take any money from anyone, I'll take top four. So thank you to anyone who's mentioned me in the past, and thank you to anyone who mentions me in the future. I'm a public person for a reason. I love being a public person. I love the fact that the news or the comedy channel or whatever can talk about me. Very early on, there was a show that did a spoof called Drug Force in Space, and I have seen that, and I know it exists. And if you've seen it, you know it's just like a 15-second cold intro to a comedy show, and it's funny. Anyway, okay, my consumer part of my broadcast today is I am into these liquid water enhancers. Now, up until now, I've been doing this kind, which is Kroger brand, and Kroger has a hydration version and they have an energy version with caffeine. This is one that's just vitamin, but I have been using the hydration one because I snore, and when someone snores, they get dehydrated and they need hydration. So this is actually just vitamin B6, B3, and B12. I haven't had this one because I haven't had just the vitamin. Mainly, I use it so I don't have to buy so many plastic bottles of electrolyte sports drink. We call it sports drink, and it really does save on the carrying bottles of drink into the house and carrying empty bottles to the recycling dumpster. It really does save on that, and it saves money. So, and I've been looking at this one, but I haven't used it yet. It's called Stur, and it's called Stur Hydration. Now it's Stur Liquid Water Enhancer. This is also called a liquid water enhancer. So that's what they're calling themselves, is liquid water enhancer. And they are, whew, um, so this one, the angle for this one is that it's more natural. It's not all natural, it's more natural. Everything's relative with this. This is artificially sweetened, but it's not aspartame. Aspartame gives me a headache, so I know it's not aspartame. I guess I have a lot to tell you about this stuff. I've been hydrating myself at night because I snore, and so and hydration from this stuff really helps. But this is the first time I have seen these two words together: stur electrolytes, and then it says hydration booster. Okay, that's the first time I've seen this. It says real fruit, better flavor. Bestseller of 1 million happy customers. The ingredients are purified water, fruit and flavor blend, citric acid. I love citric acid, by the way. And then salt and potassium phosphate are obviously the main electrolytes. Then next is malic acid. I don't like malic acid. It's not unhealthy. It's just it changes my mood. It's a mood changer. It's not unhealthy. It just changes the mood. And then it gets into the vitamins. And then it has marine-derived calcium citrate. And then calcium citrate malate. Okay. So their slogan is real fruit, better flavor. And they're talking about better flavor than something like this. Now, what problem with these kinds of drinks is that I like that they're sealed up. I like that they're safety sealed. Don't get me wrong. I like that they're safety sealed, but sometimes they pretend to have something where you can open it. This has a tear here, you might see. Let me brace myself here. This has a tear here right there. That doesn't work. But I love that these are safety sealed, and so I'm actually gonna take my pen, my Philadelphia 76ers pen, and do that. Okay. Because there is no, okay. And now I can see that the plastic on the outside is actually the label. So beware that is the label. Okay, so I'm going to shake it, open it carefully. Guess what I have? A brand new clean plastic cup of water. Okay, and this is what you do, like that. Originally, they were made to squeeze into a bottle of water, which is almost the same thing. Usually, I have to swish it around just a little bit. Mm-hmm. This is not as sweet. Okay. The first thing I have to say is this is not as sweet as this. This has artificial sweeteners. This has no sugar, naturally sourced, which means stevia. Okay, stevia. So it's a zero sugar sweetener. It's stevia. And so this is not as sweet as this, because this does not have aspartame. It has potassium sorbate, sucrose acetate. That's what it is. Sucrose acetate isobutyrate, and also sucralose. Sucralose is the main sweetener, I think. Sucralose. So anyway, this is the first time this brand, the Stur brand, has said electrolytes. That's why I bought it. Because, like I said, I snore, my throat gets dehydrated, and that's really dangerous. If you snore and your throat gets dehydrated, don't minimize the danger of that. Get yourself some sports drink. Get yourself some electrolytes. Don't minimize, this is my serious talk. Don't minimize the danger of dehydrating your breathing organs when you snore. Don't minimize that. Get yourself some electrolytes. Sodium citrate is the most common electrolyte. And make sure you don't get so dehydrated that you suffocate. Your 10-minute break is over.